morning and welcome to HTV, that is channel 97 on your top decoders. But as you know that we are also live on our Facebook page, that is my HTV Zambia. As you know that this is Morning Light Breakfast Show with me, your host Henry Kabunda Jr. And as you can see right in the screens, I'm not alone. I'm being joined by the opposition political party president, who is also the general secretary for the UPND Alliance, if I'm not mistaken. And then this man has done a lot, and this party it will be turning 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. If it's not on Wednesday, it will be turning 5 years, and we'll be interacting and discussing issues pertaining, especially concerning us as fellow youths in the country. Let me introduce my guest by the name of Simwimba Kaluba, as we're going to interact and discuss. Good morning, sir, and welcome to the program.
Good morning, Kawunda. I just want to greet the Zambian populace, brothers and sisters, that this is a Christian country and we cherish this life and we don't take it for granted that we are alive. And we also pray for all those who are challenged in whatever way, that may God actually massage them and cushion their challenges. Good morning, Zambia.
Okay. So today we will be focusing much in terms of employment and unemployment in terms of the youths in the country. So I want to find out, maybe I'll start by first want to know, do you have plans or in your manifestos that will concentrate much in terms of the youths in the country? I know that youths are the majority of this country. We tackle, if I'm not mistaken, 70% of this population, and then leaving the 30% to the elderly people. Now looking at way back up to date, majority of youths are still struggling out there to find employment. So what are some of the things that you have in your own constitution that will make the youths to say, okay, this is the vision and this is what we want?
Kawunda, thank you very much for having invited us to this program. I was expecting two of my youth leaders to be in this particular interview. I hope they'll be here soon. However, getting started, Movement for Change and Equality is dubbed the masses force. And as a masses force, we look at the population dynamics and demography. The demography of this country is, as you've said, essentially youthful. Even that statistic, try to take it a little bit higher, is close to 87%. That demography is for everybody to actually get to look at, concentrate on, and get concerned over their plight. As Movement for Change and Equality, we espouse being the 21st century political party, and we really look at this demography as being critical because we espouse inclusiveness. We are a social democratic party believing in social democratic principles where universal social protection, decent work, inclusiveness in terms of economic approaches and access to natural endowments that God has given become very critical for the population. Coming specifically to the youths, our political party is a very youthful party, and it's got a membership which is more than 95% youths. So you can see, when we are here, we are projecting what the youths should be and what they are. We do not want to talk about you, the youths, as leaders of tomorrow. No. Because our membership and our leadership in this political party is essentially youthful. So we are training them to take the mantle now and run with the baton now, so that we just guide them where they are sidestepping or where they are not stepping properly. So this is very essential and an underpinning issue for us. Even our structure in our political party is structured on two internations. The left is the Women Affairs League. The right is the Youth Development League. This is very key. And there is a party leader on top. But listen to this, very interesting. We've deliberately put these two organs of our party, or these two focuses of our party, because of the demography you're speaking to. We have put this league has got a leader, the youth leader. This has got a women leader. These two become deputies, so that if today I sidestep, one of them should be elected to the top seat. That's the way our party is structured. And the youths, that they are the majority, more than women. I can assure you that they might be the ones to be elected if you talk about block voting. So this is a very youthful political party. And when we are tackling and we are arguing or debating about the national challenges, this is in our view. Because even when you come to what you call shadow ministries, there's one shadow ministry which does not talk just about finance. To us, finance is a tool, or it's a platform, or it's an appendage to the real stuff. The ministry to us will read demography, economic planning, and finance. Look at the first word there, demography. So we believe the people must be at the center. And who are these people? Demographically, the youths are actually the demography we are speaking to. I want to end there for now.
Okay, maybe for the sake of youths out there who are watching this program and other viewers, are you planning to put majority of young people on the ballot paper in 2026?
Emphatically, yes. In fact, we've put actually electoral laws already for us to subscribe to within our political party. One of the things that were done deliberately and affirmatively is that all candidates must be below the age of 45. I don't know if that speaks to something. All candidates, exceptionally, is for the presidents, and exceptionally, if a woman is standing. These two are the only exception to the rules. But all the candidates must be youths below the age of 45.
Why put in the age of 45 instead the age of 35?
There is something which is very, very important to you, Kawunda, which you must also actually appreciate. That between the age of 35, should I say 30 and 45, the youth becomes a very balanced youth. And 45 is a very youthful age. Very youthful. Of course, there are foreign things that we've domesticated by putting the age limit to 35. As we look at also the body configuration and what the body can do. That's why to us the youthful age is 45.
Maybe for the sake of clarity, I want to find out, you have said you prioritize the age of 30, that is 18 to 45.
Those are our candidates.
Those are your candidates. But maybe for the sake of clarity, are you going to also, is your party going to make sure that all where they in the general election, all these positions will be fulfilled and people stand, starting from the councillor role up to the presidential.
Why not, if they are available? You can't just go and pick people who are not your members. Like we've been seeing people crossing from other political parties when they've been left out there. They don't even know where the constitution is. They don't even believe in the ideals of the party. They are brought and then they stand on that just to fill up the numbers.
That's why I was
I think for us, we are in a very robust, the 5 years we've been looking at one very important ingredient in which is amiss in most of these political parties, and that is leadership. What we've been looking for the last 5 years in our preparation is actually to look for leaders, and then when we identify these leaders, we've been capacity building them so that they are not just coming to this leadership function empty-handed or very empty in the head. So to us, that is very key, and we have been very deliberate about that affirmative policy of ours.
Okay, so maybe is your party going to do the same? When you form government, you start getting recycled people who have served before?
I would love to say this to the Zambian people, that wisdom is gained with age. As you are aging, you get wisdom. So we want the youths to be guided. We want the youths to be properly mentored. We want the youths to be properly instituted. This is very key. That's why you are finding even the youths who are serving in, like for example, the current regime, they are not a force to reckon with. They are out of the rail. They are out of their minds, most of them, because there's been no that deliberate nurturing of these particular youths. And we've got the high five, which my colleagues, the youths, would have loved to speak about, but I'll leave it for them to come and speak about, or another interview. The reason is, to us, is leadership. Leadership, but it's missing.
From UNIP up to date, they are still serving in government, but they are not adding change.
Those are what you might call recycled leaders. But recycling itself is not bad if it's adding value. If it's adding value, it's not a bad thing. If there's a gap and the only thing that we have is the so-called recycled leader, I don't think that is a bad. There are unrecycled leaders who have tended to be dictators. We've seen 6 years of independence who have tended to be worse than the so-called recycled leaders. But what we're talking about is a true leader, not politicians. Politicians look for an election. Leaders look at intergenerational issues. This is a marked difference that we are looking at. We are looking at this demography of the youths so that they can pass on the baton, a good baton for that matter, to the next generation and to the next generation, with the focus of making sure that we have a sustainable economy, not what we are seeing currently the last 60 years. I don't think so. Mwanawasa tried, but the others, I think I reserve to comment.
Okay, so maybe for the sake of clarity, we have seen people, especially elderly people, saying that we cannot give young people to govern this country.
That's a lie.
Because they do not have experience.
That's a lie.
So, when are we going to, you as politician, when are you going to give an opportunity for young people?
Movement for change and equality is here. The youths of Zambia, we are going to put a phone, our contact details. you come, the youths of Zambia, I'm challenging them. Let them get to us. Let them evaluate and see if this platform called the Movement for Change and Equality is a good or bad. There is a lot of time. There is 2024, there is 2025. Let them engage us starting from now so that they see whether we will behave like others they've behaved, whether we'll give them space, whether we'll say what we are doing or what we are not saying. It's very, very important. Beba ti nkaya mailo abali chungulo ulubilo lwami wipi kubangirira. So the youths of Zambia, come to the Movement for Change and Equality. This is a platform that is right now domesticating youth leadership, and we've got various programs, good programs for them, so that they will never be the same. It's a political outfit, but with a very unique difference. Very unique. Let them come. Let them come and see what we're doing, and they will appreciate their worth. No political party is giving them their worth right now.
Do you believe youths have got what it takes to change this country?
Yes, and yes, and yes, and yes, we can with them.
Okay, I wanted to get more clarity. We have seen youths, majority of the political parties use youths as violent of tools because they know that youths are energetic, they can do anything. So what are some of the principles that you have been telling the youths in your party?
First and foremost, we don't, I said Zambia is a Christian country. One of the things, one of the value that we're inculcating into them, which is also coming from our preamble extracts, is that we don't believe in lies. Lies, no lies. Others lie. A lie destroys. We don't believe in deceit or deceitful actions. We don't believe in hypocrisy. We don't believe in trickery. And if you look at this, these have been the mainstay of political parties. We are saying we are divorced from this so that we espouse the constitutional decrees of Zambia being a Christian nation. And we want a youth who is growing balanced, not only nurtured spiritually, but also economically nurtured, so that they can be balanced human beings, morally balanced. That's why community work for us is very key. Our youths are doing a lot of community work, which we don't even project to the public. A lot of to teach them how to contribute to their communities they are living in. Our youths are doing that big time. No political party is doing that. They do it for political expedience, like at Independence, it's Labor Day, what. They go for 1 week and they forget about it. Us, it's a continuous issue. Youths of Zambia, we are calling upon you. Come and join the Movement for Change and Equality. We are here not for regime change, but to transform this nation to a 21st economy, and an economy which is inclusive, where you, the youths, will take the economic mantles which you've been excluded from independence, being given just the smoke of politics.
But this is the trend politicians say. You are saying youths should come and join every political party that has formed government in Zambia. They have called,
we don't even believe in violence.
They have called youths to come on board in order to develop the country. But later on, once you're given the mandate, you forget about the lives and the challenges of the youth.
How do we get the mandate when they will be part of the leadership structures of our political party? Can somebody just pick this for call so that my youths, I think they're here.
Okay, so due to we can take our first short break, and then when we come back, we continue with the president and my guest that will be joining me on the panel, so that we can discuss issues pertaining, and especially to the youths, that we find the solutions. It seems my president here has got a lot of solutions that will make this country to be a better place. So let's take our short break, and then we'll come back, we continue.
Hello viewers, welcome to Myambo Yatu. This is a program that takes us back to our cultural values as Zambians. As the world evolves, we are slowly drifting away from our culture, and this means our next generation may be completely lost where our cultural values are concerned. Watch this program on HTV every Tuesday at 14 hours as we bring different cultures from different tribes in Zambia. Hello viewers, welcome to Myambo Yatu. This is a program that takes us back to our cultural values as Zambians. As the world evolves, we are slowly drifting away from our culture, and this means our next generation may be completely lost where our cultural values are concerned. Watch this program on HTV every Tuesday at 14 hours as we bring different cultures from different tribes in Zambia.
Welcome back, and we continue with our breakfast right here, morning night breakfast show on HTV, that is on channel 97 on your top set decoders, but we are also live on our Facebook page, that is my HTV Zambia, and also our YouTube page. That's where you can also, if you want to drop your comment, and there's a number that is showing on your screen, that is 0971 448541. You can give us a call, and I'll be able and glad to hear what some of the questions you can ask my guest right here in the studios concerning issues especially affecting us as youths. I'm also including myself because I'm also a Zambian, and when challenges comes, us youths also, we face the same challenges. It's not that no is speaking, but I'm also a youth, so I'll be also asking questions pertaining and affecting for the sake of you, my fellow youths, so that my president right here in the studios will be able and answer the questions according to what he believes and what can make this country to be transformed. So we will continue with our interview. As you know that we will just went on a short break, and then we have come back, and then we continue to interact. So we are talking about the issue in terms of young people not involved too much into politics. In fact, young people have started shining away in terms of politics. Because they believe that they are just tools of violence. Politicians just use them, and then after that,
I'll tell you one thing which the UPND and the alliance partners, not the UPND alliance, has achieved. Which is a positive thing. Zambians, we must learn to say, when there are positive things, we say positive. Bad things are bad things, good things are good things. We had a lot of thuggery in the last regime, a lot of youth violence, and things which did not speak well to society, especially to the employment of youths in politics. They were being used for uncouth things. One of the things which has happened now, what is popularly known as cadreism has really reduced to a level whereby I think there's more or less sanity. I hope the UPND will not cow into the fearful storms of an election and start using the youths to actually start meandering or doing what the PF was doing. The incidents of Pika a few days ago, where my young brother Kalaba was like almost being memed, is not a very good sign. Those are symptoms that everybody concerned, especially the law enforcement organs, should actually get concerned with, because you start with a small thing, then it blossoms. And why is it happening is actually the concern of those who are very keen about how to manage issues. Now, for us as a movement for change and equality, first and foremost, we don't want to say what we do in government. Then, we want to say what we are doing now as a political organization. That's very, very key. And how we are using the youths, how we are employing their energies and the skill sets and their diverse talents. That is very key for us. And this is why I'm saying, instead of over talking, let those youths who want to prove that what we're talking about is genuine come to us. If they find that we are lying, man, they can leave. But let they come to us, they come and find out what we espouse. They will never regret. This is a platform for leadership training and capacity building for the youths. That, no mincing of words, we just mean that, because we believe if this generation of the youths is not well nurtured, is not well mentored, is not well guided, I can assure you that the next generation is a lost cause. There is a lot of pressure from foreign interests. There is a lot of pressure economically, looking at the challenges that everybody knows about: load shedding, mid meal, cost of living, all these funny things. We need youths who stand up to the storm and provide innovative and reasoned solutions to this that is well researched and evidence-based, not just hollow bubble kind of things. So they need to be nurtured. Process must be done so that they understand how to deal with these things whilst in the opposition, not when they are in government. No, they would have missed the step. And this is a giant step that everyone well-meaning to the youths must do. Let's train the youths now. They say charity begins at home. So if we don't train our youths in leadership, how to take on these challenges, once they are there, trust me, you have decisions like selling maize, the next day is a drought, exporting electricity, the next day is load shedding. You have that because of no training. And
Okay, so I wanted to find out one thing, especially in terms of the youth. We have people, young people, who have discovered things in this country, but when they ask for a little help for the sake of, they say, maybe, can you take us furthermore in other countries where we can learn more in terms of developing our skills? We find these people are just given promises and then their dream is shattered. You, as a movement for change and equality, if these people come on board, what are some of the solutions you are going to give them?
I would give examples without preempting. Examples, live examples. With the little space that we have by associating with the UPND, we have actually done one, empowerment of youths who couldn't even acquire a bursary at university level, at college level, and even at institutional level through the CDF. We've helped a lot of youths, a lot. The statistics are there. You are speaking in the last 3 years, from our desk, more than 30 full-time bursaries for sciences, and out of these 30 you count close to 16, 17 youthful girls who are studying sciences in universities. We've done that. If you talk about youth teachers, we've helped teachers come to be placed on the payroll to the tune of 1,500, not the 30,000. These were teachers who could not even be looked at by the previous government. We took it upon ourselves to actually help these youths because they upgraded their education status from being diploma and certificate holders to actually being degree holders. But they needed to be in a proper scale. They needed to be put in a proper job somewhere, maybe head of department or whatever. We've helped these. It doesn't take money to help these people. It just takes conscience to help these people. In our own political party, I would have loved that you talk to some of the youths we are with in the political party. Right now, we are sponsoring 3 youths who are working in our secretariat into Ziale because they are lawyers. And no one could look at them. I don't think there's a bursary where they sponsor from government to go to Ziare, but we've taken upon ourselves. These are youths who are working with. If they don't become advocates, they don't get admitted to the bar, then they will just be thrown into the streets like that. And these are coming from very challenged families. These are practical examples. 4, we have youths who have empowered in helping them do business plans, do access to things like CEC, things like CDF, though all these, God forbid, it is too little for too much of a problem, but the right step in the right direction. So there are so many things we are doing at political party level, not at government level. Please mark this, political party level as relates to this, because we know, even if, God forbid, I give myself as maybe a little privileged person in this economy, then my youths are educated. Out of 1,000 youths, is the only one who's got education and who's got a job. 999 don't have jobs. And what have you done? You pit this particular child against these. Some of the issues of violence can come from these things. So to deal with the so-called youths being employed in violence, you deal with these things in an equitable manner, not based on cynicism, tribalism, nepotism, and all these kind of things. No, equitably, let there be a very clear whatever.
So maybe I want also to drag you on the other side. We have seen this country in terms of the youths who have unemployment for a period of longer time. Those who have finished maybe... And
they're becoming big street adults now.
Yes. Those who finished school maybe in 2010, completed tertiary education, and then later on, these are the people who turned into what we call now, we called during that time cadres, because they had nothing to...
That was a source of employment.
Yes, good. That was source of employment for them. But in terms of their source of employment was also not good for the majority of the Zambian, because they were...
Even for them, they were risking their lives.
Yes, because they were terrorizing majority of innocent Zambians. Now, when you come, because we know that us young youths, we are still going to school and we are doing more further. The more people are becoming educated, the more the country can find solutions. So what are some of the things that you feel that when you form government in 2026, when you form government in 2026,
I receive it.
yes,
And you are running with it.
yeah, when you form government in 2026, what are some of the things that you feel can make sure that you transform a youth to a better person?
Thank you very much for that insightful question, though it's very loaded. You know, when you speak to a demography like that, which is 80% plus, you are actually speaking to the whole population of the country. And therefore, the interventions and policies must be tailored towards the challenges of this demography. And we are speaking to the youths right now. One, first and foremost, this education system must be overhauled and streamlined to have education fit for a purpose. Why am I talking like that? Number one is that education does not speak to our natural resource endowment. So youths are not trained, neither are we orienting our youths towards using what God has given them. You remember? Moses was asked by God, what do you have in your hands? He says, nothing. He says, what are you holding in your hands? He said, this piece of wood. He says, just that, run with it. Even today, we've got all the mineral resources. We've got water. Forget about flowing rivers. We've got underground water, massive underground water. We have forests. We have all these natural resources, minerals, mention them. All these good arable lands. What are we using this for economic value and benefit of the population, especially this demography? You find that it is less than 3%. So when we come to power, we are going to pass laws and pass policies that are going to affirmatively empower the youths. But who are these youths? We are beginning from home. We must take cognizance that our youths are raw. Even those coming out of universities and colleges are raw, save for those who are coming from trade schools, the artisanals. These youths must be reoriented. Then don't forget, there is another youth which is maybe never seen even a classroom. They've been excommunicated by the educational system I'm talking about. How do I qualify that? Look at grade 7. How many people in the youths are qualifying from grade 7 to grade 8? These youths, where do they go year in, year out? What is government doing about those youths? 6 years, we've put a blind eye, and this is a cadre that has been neglected over years and decades. We are going to pay particular attention to this. Those who are dropouts from school, dropouts from colleges, and those who've never even seen the sight of a classroom. They are the majority there, especially in rural Zambia. We need to look at them with special interest and concern. I think even the CDF cannot have this insight I'm talking about. We want to make these youths to start looking at the natural resource endowment as their own given benefit by God. If you talk about minerals, what are they? We have a program which is coming during the week where the youths will be talking about these things I'm talking about. I wanted to come to the youths so that you see the kind of leadership that we've already developed within our political parties and the kind of thought patterns that we'll be projecting before the cameras and before the ears of the Zambian people. They won't believe to say that we've got this kind of cadre of youths.
Okay, maybe for the sake of clarity, Zambian, those who have formed government,
I begin with one.
Yeah.
I'm coming to the two and
so
three.
Zambians, especially the youths, we have seen a trend where each government comes in, they only concentrate in employing youths into the defense forces, and also I would say small these other ministries such as the Ministry of Health and Education. So I also to go in those same routes, because I feel
This-
I feel this does not save even the people you have spoken about, those who have never even entered into a classroom, of they have never even seen a
Kabunda,
teacher.
we have been scratching on this particular challenge, and now we are running into a youth badge, slowly becoming a time bomb. Now, for us, we've got a totally different way of looking at things. Totally different. That's why we're talking about economic transformation into a digital and a 21st century country. What is it that we're doing? Look, let's pick examples, live examples of economies that were the same status as us, or even worse off than us: China, Malaysia, Singapore, Brazil, Canada. But they are far ahead of us. What is it that they've done with meager resources and huge populations that we cannot do with a small population with vast endowments? It speaks to national leadership. If leadership is mediocre, all these problems we're talking about cannot be solved. All these things cannot be dealt with. So the issue is to deal with mediocrity in leadership. And this can only be measured and attested at political party level. If you've got mediocrity in the political party, you transpose and escalate this mediocrity into government. And this has been happening from regime after regime. Speaking to this, I began saying the education system must be fit for purpose.
Are you saying the education currently in the
It's
country?
an imperialist project which is even managed to date by the imperialists and foreign interests, so that they keep us in the dark and away from real issues that actually affect us. It's not encompassing. Why is it that people have been trained to be geologists, to be mining engineers, to be mining scientists? They are not running those firms, which means they were trained for labor. That's the education system we have. It's not fit for purpose. It's not answering to our challenges. That is on the education side. I was coming to those who've never even seen the classroom. I want by begin to say that, Kabunda, I want you to walk from south end of Cairo Road to north end of Cairo Road. Look at the shops, look at the businesses, look at all those people, including those who are doing street vending. Look at all of them. You find the majority are the youths. If you look at them, even people are going to import things from China, Dubai, selling outfits in town, clothes, stationery, hardware, name it, spares. The majority are under 45. Just take this. We've done that survey already. Has government given them empowerment to do what they're doing? No. Are those university graduates? The answer is emphatically no. What is it that we can learn from that? If government can only take to know the truth, empowerment and affirmative actions in policies and laws will be the simplest thing. But we deal with things without even researching, without taking due resourced investigation. So we want to focus on the informal sector youths who are even farmers, who are doing the cold chains, the value chains in agriculture. When you ask specifically to employment of nurses, doctors, teachers, and a few guys in government, look, our heart bleeds. Agriculture can employ all the multitude of the youths through agribusinesses. This economy at one time was actually run from the agricultural platform. That's where you had all these agribusiness mushrooming, milling, ginneries, food processing, tinning, and all that kind of thing. We even had Dunlop, which was producing tires
I want to
from
find
rubber trees.
We have seen, starting from our
It's a second issue.
yeah, I'll jump away from UNIP, But starting from MMD up to, if I'm not up to
mediocre leadership,
up to the UPN
mediocre
government,
leadership, my
they have
brother.
concentrated much in terms of this country will run through the economy in terms of the mining sector. Are these other sectors in the country not capable?
Limited thinking.
Are not capable of managing our economy?
My brother, it's not rocket science. Today people are talking about the high cost of living. It's an elephant in the house. Minimum prices are very high. You don't have extension officers. There are a lot of agricultural extension officers who've been trained from colleges, Popota College of Agriculture, Monza College of Agriculture, NRDC, Mampika College of Agriculture, University of Zambia, Paravana University, and such universities where they're teaching these things. But where are these graduates? Who has employed them? Even the government, where they are actually physical gaps, where there are no people sitting in there, government is not employing because of their focus and what they believe is what should. Maybe that's why they went and started setting the maize. They didn't see the need for a food ban. Ubutala, mwabula ubutala mwasekesha mwashitisha. Then you start complaining that there's no minimum. We are even having crazy things like aflatoxins coming into our food chains. Serious. We must rethink. Agriculture can be a key driver, and agriculture can do wonders in this economy. The youths can have incomes. The youths can be attracted to the land. The youths can access things. We can develop satellite towns because of agriculture. We can create satellite economies because of agriculture in the rural area. And this economy can be developed. Look at Malaysia. Look at China. This is not rocket science. It can happen. But if you want to do things as usual, things that have not produced results, and you want these things to produce the results that you dream of, man, it's a pipe dream. We have to be congenital. We must be deliberate. And we must focus on things that actually can help us. And right now, we are talking about mindset changes. These mindset changes begin with actually households. Become to communities, come to political parties. And if we don't, this is just a platform to identify leaders and push them into that space where they're supposed to be. But they must be prepared for the leadership function. Leadership is a key thing that is missing in this economy. We have everything. There's labor, everything, management. You want to talk about drought? Come on. There's too much water in the soil. That is, to me, is a fallacy. Energy, don't talk about it. I'll bring a youth here. When he starts talking about energy, the whole country will be saying, wow, where were you? They've been to these government offices. They are not even being looked at because you disturb the status quo of corruption and theft of treasury monies.
I want to get a clarity from you. I will remove again the UNIP government.
Yes, starting from MMD.
Yes, I will remove the UNIP
up to this
government,
yes,
for the sake of they built.
You might have not even been there.
Yeah, they built the UNIP. They built the Kariba Dam. If I'm not mistaken, they invested a lot in the Kariba Dam because of that time.
Did that.
Yes, their population at least was a little bit
small.
But from MMD up to the UPND government, why have we, as a country, continued to depend on the hydro electricity instead of switching to other electricity vices that we
my brother Kabunda, three things are important. The first issue is knowledge. Hosea 4 verse 6, knowledge. The second issue is technology. The third issue is capital. These three things, if not well nurtured in the mix that they should, you'll find malaise and mediocrity at play. And in fact, these three things when used to test leadership, you'll find actually mediocrity is exposed. Can I just go a little bit deeper? We've been going to the IMF. Kaunda ditched the IMF and the World Bank at one time because he discovered it was predatory, though he was essentially a function and product of those foreign interests. He ditched them. It was hitting us hard. I was a young man then. It hit us hard to a level whereby people just could not stomach what was happening. There were food riots. There was all sorts of things happening. There were even coup d'etats which were thwarted and the like. Now, what is it that we ought to do? First and foremost, a government and an elected political party into government is got one sole responsibility: to use the governance platforms to actually deal with the challenges of the people. Who are these people? Indigenous Zambians. The moment you concentrate your efforts to deal with the people who funded you, which are foreign interests, man, you are in trouble. Man, you are putting this country on fire. I will not go deeper onto that. But what is key for us as a movement for change and equality is to structure governance to the challenges of the people. It's not usual that these people they go in there, the same ministries exist, save for one change or the other, or expedient changes to our jobs to their friends. To us, it's extraordinary interventions. I'll mention here that we are not going to have a cabinet of not more than 15 people, from president to the last minister. 15, not 42. Because all that is deadwood in there. We'll explain how it will work. Number 2, we are going to devote this decentralization, which is lip service with cosmetic amendments and all that kind of thing. We want this country to be decentralized by actually dealing with the powers of the presidents. That's why, to do as an example, I have not taken a job in government when everybody in the alliance chose to take jobs in government. It's not that I've got a lot of money or whatever. No, it's out of principle. We campaigned so that we can put our elected friends into government and they govern and we advise them. But how do you advise when you are now a functionary of implementation yourself? You are a PS, you are a minister, you are a head of a mission. How do you advise the president? You advise based on what you are and you recommend to what you are. If you are a PS, recommend to a minister. If the minister does not carry the vision that you are carrying from your political party, that minister will just tell you, come on, don't talk about that things. This is where we are. So, Bakabunda, and to the Zambian youths, we are saying, let us change this economy by taking position first in a political platform like ours, so that we are capacity built, we are prepared, and we are ready for a challenge. These challenges are not insurmountable. They've been everywhere. There are even countries where drought is a perpetual syndrome, but they don't have the nonsense we're having here. It's nonsense. Saudi Arabia doesn't have running rivers. Where do they get electricity? We failed to leverage and take edge of the things that we have.
But this is
for comparative advantage.
The statement you are saying that Saudi Arabia has
they don't have rivers.
This
Where do they get electricity?
These
Are they having load shedding?
These are some of clips that are running on different social medias where
No, but it's just the truth.
where the current president, that is Mr. Hakainde Chilema, during an opposition said the same thing, to say we cannot be experiencing road shedding. This is due to lack of proper leadership.
Now you ask him, because he's the one who said it, you ask him, what has changed now? Because he's in government. Me, I'm not yet in government. Ask him, what has changed? You said this, what has changed? Or maybe you can explain to justify what is happening. You ask him.
But these are some of the segments who have been here and know the country is experiencing that is drought. Now I wanted to find out, all this time Zambia had no experience of drought.
We had droughts. Evidence is there. Even in the UNIP there was drought. Same for the small population we are talking about. Now we've ramped up production. The economy has moved a little bit higher and there's much more demand. Mr. Kabunda is buying maybe 2 fridges instead of 1. In our time we used to have paraffin fridges and the like. However, to be very serious, I think we can do better and we can do exponentially differently than what we are doing now. What we are doing now is using the same methods which have never worked and expect different results. That's what we are doing. To me, that is limitations in the so-called leadership. It's heavy limitations. That's the way we do it. And that's why we say, youths, come and join this platform, this political party, this organization, so that we together can do what is required of us as a citizenry. Not even today. Look, my friend, my president, my beloved president Hakainde Chilema, he's gone into China. I don't think there are solutions there. What solutions will come there will come with conditions, and these conditions are actually a known thing by all foreign interests. So really, if we can just take a bit of a cue to actually look at what we have all the solutions in this country, but leadership has been failing us. This I'm saying without any apology. Leadership has been failing us, particularly when we introduced democracy in 1991, where people were screaming on top of their heads. Now we are here to a rude shock, but something happened, just as an example, which can speak to what good decisions can be. Is the government funding buses today? Buses, these mini buses and whatever, is government funding?
No.
But buses are even going where they never used to go. You go in the village, you find my mini buses, they're going there because it was a good decision and it was well executed at implementation. Today the people took the mantle and they're moving in the right direction. I can tell you that the vast majority of the farmers who are producing maize right now are not from FISIP. They are farmers who have not even benefited 1 bag from FISIP. The statistic is there. The reason is very simple. You see, when you play around with people's minds, this is what happens. That's why we are calling upon Zambians, especially the youths, to look at this nursery called Movement for Change and Equality, so that they come to participate in what we are saying. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We are a masses force, and this force will transform this country. We don't have any apology about what we are saying. Neither do we have what we are saying limitations, because we've consulted widely and we've consulted Zambians. 5 years we've been consulting. 2 years before registration. 5 years into mainstream politics. So what we are talking about, we've even got laws which must be changed. Drafted bills, we are at 87 drafted bills. 87 draft, so that the first week we push this into parliament. Even if we don't make it to the presidents, if I can have 1 member of parliament into there, you are going to see the private member bills that is this particular member of parliament is going to offload in there. We want to speak to what works for us after having done all this work.
Maybe due to time is not allowing us to discuss furthermore, I want maybe you to highlight certain issues that are pertaining just in the last 5 minutes. Issues are pertaining and affecting our great nation. What are some of I've been hearing questions coming to me by people. Henry, Mr. Kabunda, you always found on TV, you meet with these politicians. Can you ask this question on our behalf? So I'm asking the question on behalf of the Zambian people.
I choose not to be called a politician. I choose to be called a leader.
Okay. I will say my leader.
Subsisting in a political space, because they're even church leaders, they're even corporate leaders. All those contribute to the national well-being.
So this is the question which majority of the Zambians have been asking me to ask on their behalf. You politicians, in short, you leaders, political leaders, you just criticize without giving solutions.
First and foremost, Kawunda, you are a student of journalism, if I'm not mistaken, or communication. You should get opposition is a word coming from the word oppose. So a person who thinks it is a crime to oppose is missing it. That's why what you've told me the president said then when he was in the opposition, he was opposing, maybe just opposing for the sake of opposing, maybe, but oppose is a cornerstone. Criticize and oppose is a cornerstone of opposition. That's first. Number two, opposition leaders and opposition persona, they are also citizens. So they have an incumbent constitutional responsibility to contribute to the well-being and development and growth of this nation. That's where this thing the people are asking, can you talk about alternatives? We have the alternatives for Movement for Change and Equality. If our friends in the UPND can say we are just politicking, or the Zambian people, bring us on platforms like this so that we talk on sector to sector basis. In fact, we've lined up these things starting from January. We are not in a rush. We want to be very structured, and we are structured, where we'll be talking like this month, just talk about agriculture. The next month, we talk about energy. The next month, we talk about youth and employment. The next month, we talk about affirmative issues affecting women. The next month, we talk about mining. The next month, we talk about water. The next month, we talk about export trade. The next month, we talk about real issues. That's how structured we are. But to just go to the conference, Zambian people, we from the Movement for Change and Equality are very, very ready to actually share with you some of the things that we feel a sitting government should do as a matter of priority and exceptional expedience. We have them, including the laws, changing the laws. We have a lot of robust lawyers. You know, the rule of law, you can't do anything in government without being supported by law. So these laws can also be limiting in the way you want to do things. And if there is this procedure, you have to change the procedure so that actually you deal with issues as they are supposed to be dealt with within the confines of the law. So really, we have a mammoth task. Don't forget, the kind of laws we have, save for cosmetic amendments, is coming from the people who colonized us, who gave us this set of laws for their own interest, not for the interest of Zambia. You say, we the people give ourselves this constitution and blah blah blah. Where and when did we the people sit and give ourselves the constitution here in Zambia? When the names of Kaunda were appearing in 1964 constitution, when the budget was being controlled for the first 4 or 5 years in the Bank of England. Come on. The budget template is another issue. So these things have actually limited us. And we want to actually transform the way we do things so that we can answer to the challenges of the people. But if we're going to use the same warped laws to actually deal with the challenges, who always face limitations. So our first thing in government is constitutional order. Next is to deal with employment issues. The employment code should change. The remuneration pattern should change. There are certain things we are doing, Kavunda, which I'm running a small mine. At my small mine, I think the labor commissioner should come and see the few employees I have. No one is getting, even a general worker, no one is getting less than 5,000 kwacha. Because I know what the food basket is. And I'm not talking because it's a radio and whatever. It's reality. If I cannot survive on 1,000 kwacha, how do I expect the next person to survive on 1,000 kwacha? There's something that they are trying to say now. Food for work, that is enslavement of the West order. Food for work in this time and era? Come on, you guys, let's be serious. Let's be serious. First you sell all the food. Then you say, come and work for the food. You import food and say, work for the food, which have even got some contaminations. I think we gotta be serious. We gotta be serious. You exploit all the power and you say there's no power. Say there's no water. There are other interventions we can do in the energy sector. I'll be bringing my chairman for energy and renewable energies to come and discuss. First, we'll put our frameworks. Then we'll come and discuss the solution, including the laws. That's the approach that we are taking. We are very structured, and we mean we are very structured. And we want the youths to take advantage of being members of this structured organization called a movement guised in a political party.
Okay, due to time is not allowing us to discuss furthermore, maybe for the sake of the youths who are out there who may say, okay, my president, maybe where is your secretariat where they can come and register?
Thank you very much for that, Kavunda. I was coming to this. My dear youths, us, like me, I have evaporated from the youth trajectory and timeline. I wish to invite you. I wish to invite you to come and hear us at our secretariat. We've got 24/7 secretariat, which is located in Woodlands Charala area. But get our number. This number will be able to give you the location and directions to our secretariat. Our number is 097 47, the original numbers 09, then 47 6192 6192 09777 6192 0947 6192. Please, if you can't go through this number, there is an 095 number, 095 664 0310 095 664 0310. You will be able to actually find us, and we'll have all the time for you as the youths of Zambia. We want to partner with you because you are not the future, but you are the Zambia we talk about. You are the Zambia we want. You are the Zambia we desire. Please come through. Come and be part of even the critique blocks within our political party, so that you can criticize. No, Mr. Simimba, what you are saying is nonsense. We are very, very ready for even critiques. As long as we observe the rules of the game, we are very, very open. It's an open check. And we are training, mentoring, nurturing, and the youths of Zambia, please come through. If you want to get us through email, email is basically the masses force, MASSES, force, FORCE @gmail.com. massesforce@gmail.com. Very simple indeed. You are the masses, you are the youth of Zambia. This country belongs to you. There's no one who is better than the other. This country is your country. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Okay, so that is where we come to the end of our program this morning. But as you know that I had a special guest by the name of my president that is coming all the way from Movement for Change and Equality, in short, equality. So this is the where if you are the youths, you don't have where you want to join a political party, you can join this political party and you'll be able to see the transformation that will make Zambia a better place for all. And this is where we come to the end of our program. As you know that my name is Henry Kabunda Jr. On behalf of my president Kaluba, we say good morning and have a pleasant viewing.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.